Hey, Gemini, Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your February 2025 monthly reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome. You have a bonus card here, Gemini. Now, your key themes for the month: detox, timing, and gifts. A lot of you are working heavily on eliminating toxicity or drama from your life. Yeah, you have the Strength card as your first energy out here. So you're withdrawing, or you're guided to withdraw from some sort of drama. And this has been a bit of a common theme I see in the month of February. Now, remind you, February is a 2-month, which can be about partnerships, choices, diversity, reflection, and even duality. And there could be some clashes. Yeah, you have the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Wands, but I feel like those of you that are on the healing journey, which, I mean, really, we all are on the healing journey, but if you've been healing from something, it is very important to protect your peace at all cost. Protect your energy, even if that means removing yourself from communication, maybe social media, news. You have the Eight of Wands there in reverse, and just kind of checking into a new healing frequency for you. Maybe checking in with yourself. Yeah, it feels like there's a checking in period here this month. And I'm also getting the Empress. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. You may have Libra in placements, or Taurus. But I'm also getting Gemini. The Empress is about taking care of oneself. She's the nurturer. She's the creator. You could be giving life. I mean, some of you quite literally, maybe there's a pregnancy here, but you could be giving birth to a new cycle. And in order for you to fully be prepared, I mean, look at the new cycle. You have the Tower. In order for you to fully be prepared for what's next, I feel like there is a checking in with yourself first. Nine of Cups. Look what she's doing. She's sitting on the beach. She has that water right in front of her. She's grounding by staying on that sand, but she has her eyes closed and she's checking in with herself. How does she feel about what's going on around her? Bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. This is truth. This is the Ace of Truth. But the fact that it's wanting to show up a bit in reverse tells me that there may be some miscommunication. There may be some getting in the mind or mental muckery that is causing a bit of confusion here. But that's where it's important for you to stand in your truth, your integrity, and avoid drama again at all costs. Yeah, as I say that again, precarious. So there's something here that you're meant to ride it out or wait it out, in a sense, like not put yourself in it. Otherwise, I feel like it's going to backfire. It's going to blow up, and you could be the center of that energy. And instead of reacting, this is about responding. That's why I'm picking up on that Empress energy, because the Empress is the receiver, right? She is the one that takes it in. The Emperor is the reactor. He is the one that, actions it up. Now, of course, there will be a time of action. You have that at the bottom of the deck. But it feels with the timing card, there is a period here of patience, of planning, of results, letting something kind of simmer down is what I'm getting, not feeding into it, because feeding into it is going to exasperate it. It's going to give it more energy, and you don't need that, nor do you want that. So let's pull one final card. You have the Ring and the Shaman. Wow. I was just saying this. For the archetypes, which I love, love, love this deck, the Wild Unknown archetype. I really should use it more, but it's special for these monthly readings. It's pretty much the only time that I use them is in the monthlies. And excuse me, I have been seeing a lot of archetypes that I haven't tapped into before. So it's like there's a new energy, a new vibe rolling in, and I'm excited to share this with you. So Gemini, key themes for the month. You have detox. Not your monkeys, not your circus. Withdraw from drama. Do not get tangled up in it, because if you do, it will be detrimental to your health. If you need to disengage from social media, or, not put your energy towards it, even if it's something that you cannot physically remove yourself from, energetically don't feed into it. Maybe it's a work situation, or perhaps it is, a family dynamic. Maybe you live with someone who is feeding into some sort of fear or anger or drama. You do not have to focus all of your energy on that. And that can be very difficult to do, but when you have strength here, anything can be overcome. When you have strength by your side, that's going to help you get through any challenge that you have here on this earthly plane. Now, it's important also to pay attention to your diet. Eliminate anything that is causing, I'm getting acid reflux, upset stomach, and also caffeine. For those of you that typically do not have a caffeine sensitivity, it feels like this month you may. This month you may notice that certain things that have been fine before are showing up in a different way within your body, because we as a collective, there's a big shift coming in around upgrading the DNA, upgrading the codes in our DNA. Now, of course, you're familiar with DNA, the color of your eyes and, your hair and your skin and things like that. But there's also this other part of our DNA that we don't really know too much about. So we may call it junk DNA, but it's within that quote unquote junk DNA that our divine blueprint exists. And I've been getting a message from my higher spiritual team regarding an upgrade of DNA, which is so interesting. And it feels like if you are called to listen to these messages here on this channel, if you're vibrating and a lot of these messages here on this channel resonate with you, I feel like you are also part of that group, all right? Part of that consciousness that is really going through a lot of healing, a lot of cellular upgrades at this time. And really keep your diet as clean as possible, because I've also been receiving messages around certain things that we used to be able to maybe drink, such as water, or certain foods, again, that, are even labeled in a certain way. Again, this isn't to instill fear. This is about you strengthening your own intuition and listening to your own body. So certain things may not be the same or hold the same energy or the same quality as they once did. So pay attention to what your body is telling you around certain things that you are consuming. Yeah, the consumerism piece of it is really shaking up, because we feel like we need more. We have to do more. And that's why that Empress is showing up. She is about you tuning in and connecting to your own self. All right, so we have here timing. Some of you have had an ongoing health issue, potentially labeled as autoimmune. Now, this is a whole nother story or a whole nother reading here, a whole nother Mel talk, where I'll go into autoimmune at some point, but this is about your diet as well, because a lot of times autoimmune is connected to viruses, specifically the Epstein-Barr virus, the herpes virus, shingles, even strep bacteria can also get caught into in the stomach as well, not just the throat. So viral and bacterial, there may be something about that coming through, maybe on a global level in February. So jack up your vitamin C and just make sure you're taking good care of your health. Now, some of you may have been battling some sort of maybe even genetic health issue, or this has been an ongoing battle or conflict with family, or it just feels like you've been enduring something for quite some time. Now, we don't get to the 9 of Wands overnight. Excuse me. This is something that builds up over time. Even though the wand energy it's quite quick. Now you may have built up a little bit of that fight or flight or fawn in your nervous system, where you're constantly feeling like you're on overdrive. Your body is worn down. Your body is tired. You are exhausted in some way. And when this 9 of Wands shows up, that's why I'm picking up on the cellular repair, cellular DNA repairing being done, because our bodies feel like they cannot take on anymore. And there is this sense of strength and perseverance here where you will overcome these external hurdles. Because again, who can overcome them? Anyone that has this strength, this inner reservoir, which we all do. It's not necessarily something that we're just born with. That reservoir builds courage and momentum with the things that we endure and how we respond to them, how our bodies respond to them as well. So if you've been waiting for a life change, okay, the Tower is coming in saying, all right, Gemini, no more waiting. The time is now for you to full on receive what you need to fully receive to upgrade, to heal, to renew, in order for you to move forward in a direction of sovereignty, a direction of peace, and more inner spiritual fulfillment and contentment. And that's the gift. That really truly is the gift. Now, this, of course, can be a spiritual gift, because some of you are tapping into a new aspect of your own potential. And this could be through one of your clairs, right? Clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance. I feel like you are tapping into something quite profound. So trust that you are being divinely guided. Try not to self-doubt. Try not to overly rationalize it, because I get it. I'm an air sign, double air, Libra sun, Aquarius moon. I just like, Gemini, you may tend to do is you can be skeptic until there's a evidential proof. And it's important to, yes, ask questions, but all those questions you can turn to internally. And I feel like that's what you are being guided to do. There is a surprise here coming in, a surprise that feels like it is a celebration, okay? There's a gift from the universe coming in, and I'm also getting being gifted. Now, of course, your birthday, we still have a little bit of time here before Gemini season, but I feel like your birthday will be a big one. And some of you, it could be a big number birthday. It could also be that you are entering into, for some of you, it's going to match up with your life path number. So if you're familiar with your life path number, so it's your birthday, month, and year you are born. If you add up all those numbers, you will break it down, and that's your life path. That number could also coincide with the age. Let's say you are life path 9 and some of you are turning 54. 9 and 9 are connecting. I feel like there's some sort of connection or parallel between this birthday and either an age or a life path number or even a personal year number. So if that does resonate with you or those numbers add up, this is an extra important year for you. Now, the surprise could be also the rebuilding after the Tower. And it may surprise you that some of those pieces that you are filling in now feel a lot better. You're like, wow, I can rebuild life from this point of view, or I can rebuild with an open heart over here, or I can, spend money in this way instead of that way. It feels like there's a perspective change that really is allowing you to tap into your potential. Now, your bonus card is clarity. Your bonus card, this is about direction. It's a clear path here, and not just a clear path like, okay, the path is wide open and now I can see clearly, the rain is gone. To me, this is internal for you. It means that even if there's unknown, even if there's uncertainty, what is clear is that you have an internal navigation system within you. You have that spiritual GPS that is giving you signs and symbols each and every day that you are not alone. And I feel like that's what you are getting clear on. Yes, of course, there could be something in the physical that is becoming more clear, but I feel what is becoming more clear is your own intuitive trusting. Like you're trusting in the choices that you are making in your own world are for your own highest good. And that right there is, that's enlightenment. That's beautiful. Now, because we have action showing up at the bottom of the deck, this is coming, right? There will be some action, and maybe that is why Gemini season could be the time where things start to maybe build momentum here. But right now you're sitting in that flexibility. So it's about flexing the mind as well, expanding consciousness, which is an Aquarian energy. We are in Aquarian season. And it's also about new ideas, change. It can be, again, expansion, movement, yoga, expanding the body. So some of you are being asked to move the body. And as I say that, you have body talk at the bottom of the deck. This is self-love, exercise, mental health, body image, and chakra healing. So the more that you move the body, the better off you will feel. Okay, and that's science as well. It's not just, of course, spiritual. There's science proven behind moving the body. So starting off, you do have the Strength card. The Strength card is Leo's energy of overcoming difficulty. It is about facing fears with a sense of self-control. Instead of dropping into fight or flight, because this is Leo energy. Sometimes we tend to let that fire consume us. It could be rage. It can be anger. And we tend to fight, right? We tend to be backed into a corner. We get defensive. We spew things that, out of our mouths that we wouldn't normally say because we're feeling attacked and we feel like we have to go to war. So we put up that armor and we start to build defense mechanisms or barriers that don't serve us, right? Maybe they did at one point, but if this is an old condition or an old response to an old behavior or pattern, it doesn't serve you now. And it's important to work on that fight. And if this is flight, perhaps some of you become avoidant. You check out of your body or you just don't want to deal with it. You're saying not today, and you may be in denial about a situation. This is about you addressing. And for those of you that are in fawn, right? Fight, flight, or fawn, you people pleasers out there that tend to put everybody else's needs ahead of your own where it's detrimental to your own health. That is what you are addressing and looking at this time. Because you're saying, wait a second, do I really have to be constantly living in this fight or flight? That is causing your adrenals to malfunction. It's causing your body to be in that state of hypervigilance. It's causing your body to quite literally, it feels like shut down. And maybe some of you, it is that flight just shutting down. You're like, I can't do this. That's what you are overcoming. And you have the Queen of Swords here. There's some sort of truth and logic coming in. The Queen of Swords, she is intellectual. She's assertive. She is brilliant. I feel like she is you here, Gemini. Even though, this is air. She can be Libran energy, but she is the element here of logic. And she charges ahead here with clear communication. And it feels like you're getting clear. Maybe that's where the clarity is coming in. You're getting clear on what you need to do mentally. Right? What stories you need to tell yourself. What is your own truth versus what is a fear? Is this that's showing up in your life? Is this false evidence appearing real based on some past conditioning, or is this factual evidence in front of you? And deciphering either one can help you make the choice for your next move. All right, so we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. There's been some sort of realignment needed because there's been a halt in focus or a halt in direction. Typically, when the Eight of Wands sets their sight on something, they swoop down and there's no stopping them. There's no distraction. You know, they have a one-track direction of what they want to see unfolding. But it feels like there has been a distraction. There has been some sort of off focus. Therefore, realignment is needed. Perhaps a change in environment, a change in atmosphere, a change in bodily movement as well. Because the Eight of Wands is progress, communication, travel, even relocating. But the fact that it's in reverse says, okay, I need to realign my energy. So how can I step outside of a comfort zone? How can I get back on track? That's what you are addressing this month. Now the Tower is coming in here, which I like this Tower. I mean, if you look at this illustration, you can see that this witch, she's looking back and it's almost like she's giving the camera a wink. She has a little bit of, we're going to call it some magic stardust coming off of her wand there, because she just blew up that tower. So this tells me that some sort of tower that's coming in, I feel like this is either a tower that you are creating. Perhaps this is you looking back like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to blow it all up, because by doing so, I can destroy old structures and I can embrace a new beginning. And this is an awakening that is initiated potentially by some sudden changes. Now, for others of you, perhaps this has been outside of your control. Maybe the Tower, maybe this person here that's given it a wink, maybe they're sly, sneaky, or, cunning in some way. But I feel like you are, if this is someone else's tower, I feel like you're not going to stick around to get caught underneath the rubble, right? You don't want to get caught underneath the rubble. You're just going to kind of flee from this before it gets too much and then you're stuck in it. And if this is you tearing it down, blowing it all apart, maybe that's what needs to be done, right? That's part of the cellular repair. Maybe that is part of, the process here. I just heard the process of elimination. Okay. The process of eliminating maybe people, places, or things out of your life. Okay. Process of elimination. Interesting. And then your outcome here, Gemini, is the Nine of Cups. This has been showing up a few different times. And again, you see the water. There's Pisces energy. All right. A Pisces energy of emotion and how do we feel. And it's about staying grounded. Excuse me. You can see that she's still on land. So she's grounded and she's tuning into her feelings. She is asking herself, where in life does she feel dissatisfied? Where is she feeling restless? Because that is what you are blowing up. The areas of dissatisfaction. And if you are needing a time to self-reflect before you take some action, then that's what's going to happen with the timing card. You may be contemplating, how do I blow this all up? How do you realign? How do you get back to a place of feeling like your whole self? Allow yourself that space. Allow yourself to enter into the now, right? Allow yourself the time to meditate, and clarity will come and peace will come. That's what I'm getting here. So let's take a look at finances, wealth, money, career. For those of you that are in a corporate job, work for yourself, maybe you're retired, perhaps you're out of work. I do see a tad bit of precariousness. All right, because there have been a lot of ups and downs, possibly financially, maybe within a workplace. It does look like you are aware, right? Some of you, You may feel like you're hyper aware of what's going on around you. Try not to catastrophize. Try not to completely fall into that fear trap, because there's a boundary here. You see that, yes, it looks a little bit dungy. It looks a little bit uncertain, like there's some boards that could be replaced moving forward, but ultimately it's about boundaries and knowing thy mind is what I'm getting. There's a big message about the mind, which Queen of Swords here as well is about the mind. Money coming in fast, going out just as quickly. Fast changes regarding money or unexpected turn of finances could show up here with the Tower. Yeah, so there could be an unexpected turn of finances where a decision is made. But I feel like you're going to have a bit of a breakthrough, because even if there are money conflicts, it could be because someone is trying to cut corners. Perhaps there was a reduction here, like a financial department cutting back on some expenditures. Perhaps you were dealing with a settlement. This can be law and order. Maybe someone was fired, or there was, again, defense. Defenses are coming up. I see that here in the Nine of Wands. If there's an argument, try to let the dust settle is what I'm getting here before taking action. That's a big message. Let the dust settle. Otherwise, I just feel like you're going to spin, and the two maybe egos are going to clash, and there's going to be excuse me, a lose-lose situation. You have the frame here. This is about steadiness, slow and steady, but it can be about steady income is being replenished. This is organizing skills. Some of you could even work in art and design. Maybe you're working from home. You could be self-employed. I'm also getting going back to school. Some of you may be going back to school or getting some sort of certification. There could be an award coming in here. It just feels like you will accomplish a lot after a period of rest, okay? Because after we have the candle, there's the fire. There's a flame that's reigniting, not in an explosion type of way, but a slow burn. It feels like instead of burning the candle at both ends where it causes that flame to just go out, and then you feel like you got to pour gasoline on it just to get that fire started again. It feels like there is, the candle of ambition here, which is taking action. And we see that at the bottom of the deck. This is manifesting money. It can be about management, high rank positions, getting recognized, getting seen, visibility here, and getting back to a place where you feel more energized, vitality, because you have the athletic word here, athletic. You may even work with athletes. You may be an athlete here. Perhaps it's been a long time since you've moved your body in certain ways. That's a big focus here is body movement for some of you. If you felt a bit stagnant, moving the body. All right. Now, financially, it feels like you're unsure of maybe structures that have taken place because you feel cornered, you feel backed into a wall, but find your peace. Don't feed into that cesspool of fear, okay? And I think that you're going to walk out of this more realigned. And you have big gifts coming in. There is a celebration. Come again. It seems like Gemini season. All right, May time, maybe even Taurus season. I'm getting that here as well. So it could be April into May. It feels like there's some news, or it feels like finally maybe the dust has settled a bit, enough for you to maybe see clearly and you're able to take action. Okay, let's look at love. What do we have for love? Karmic relationships. Oof, that makes sense. Some of you, something is blown all apart because you were connected to a karmic, whether this is a love situation or like romantic love. Maybe this is a family member. This could even be a karmic friend or a boss, someone that you've worked with. In a sense, to me, it feels like all relationships have a lesson or something we are reflecting on, right? But karmic relationships that are very big in nature, hence the whole label of the karma, This can be a really huge tower moment in one's life when we come up against this karma. This can be resentments, triggers, perception. Why do we have these karmic situations that come in? To help us perceive or see the world, see ourselves, see relationships, see things from a multitude of dimensions, right? A multifaceted, different, choices, different energies. And so something may have split apart here in order for you to see another side of it. This is about intensity, letting go, fleeting. There's the fight or flight. Some of you may have fled from a situation. Maybe you tried to fight for it, but now you're like, I don't have any fight left in me. Oh, that's why. Because there is some backstabbing. There is some heartbreak here. There is some pain, separation, loss, deception, lies. You may have even felt attacked. You may have felt cornered, backed into a wall here from someone in your life. And when it comes to love, I feel like you may have, again, put up a little bit of that barrier, which is a natural response that we do, right? Natural defense, because we don't want to be hurt. And we put that wall up while we're healing. But sometimes even though we've done the work, we still forget that that wall's up. And we have to then work on kind of taking down that barrier in a bit and telling a new story. Not the story that every single person is going to hurt us. Every single person is going to lie or stab us in the back. And I feel like this one left an imprint. As I always say when this card comes up, pomegranate stain. Yes, there's a pomegranate here with a butter knife cut open. And if you've ever cut a pomegranate, it'll stain your fingers for days and until it's washed off. So it feels like something may have stained your aura, stained your mind, and it may have left a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth. Now we have an energy here of abundance. So for those of you that are going through a tower moment currently, you're going to come back to a place of single peace. You are making choices that are in your highest good. Okay, this is about you reconnecting to yourself and living your best life and understanding why certain things have taken place, but not sitting in it so long that you shut yourself off to everything, including your own self at times. But it's about you getting back into a positive mindset. For those of you that are in a relationship, there could be something external that you and your spouse are facing. Okay, I feel like you may be dealing with like a shutdown, or you could be dealing with health. Maybe one of you are having some health issues, health concerns, but there's some sort of truth and clarity coming in. And I see that you can work with each other instead of feeling like odds are against you. I feel like there's clarity coming in. Maybe work got in the way of a relationship for some of you. This is about gratitude, bliss, blessings, and manifesting. There may be some changes around how you perceive abundance in matters of the heart. Not only are you looking at gratitude or blessings as a certain way, I keep getting like a multifaceted, kind of like, what are those, kaleidoscope. It looks like a kaleidoscope, like you're tuning into that colorful kaleidoscope and you're seeing many different forms of abundance showing up here through a lot of things in your life. Instead of maybe focusing just on this one energy, just soaking it in over here, even if it's an uncomfortable soaking in, right? Or whether it's the best feeling of soaking in, it feels like you're now opening up, you're expanding the mind, expanding consciousness here. And some of you, if you are looking for love, I feel like you're working on letting your guard down a bit, and you may be tempted to put yourself out there in some way. You have the seduction card. Now, if you are dealing with some sort of temptation, or if you were dealing with someone who had a lot going on in their life, maybe they were teasing you in some way, or maybe it was just an occasional hookup here and there, or perhaps there was third-party energy involved, I feel like that's going to get blown up. All right, that will get blown up here. But lastly, The overall vibe is self-indulgence regarding you. This is that Empress energy that I'm picking up on, indulging in self. 9 of Cups can be self-indulgence as well. But what does that truly mean? It means that we are worth it. We are worth investing in our self-development, in our healing. Taking healing as a top priority here for you is going to be worth value in itself, right? More than any dollar sign or money sign can be put on it. You may be healing shadow work. You may be healing from the remnants of some sort of tower, even if this happened a while ago, and finally putting yourself to the forefront where you are appreciating you. And if other people are butting up against that because maybe they're mad that you're choosing you, I feel like there is a powerful message within that. That means that, yeah, you may have sacrificed your own health and well-being because you were constantly helping out others or giving so much of yourself to others that you didn't have enough for yourself. And maybe that's what you were choosing at this time. All right. You have 2 archetypal cards. You have the ring and you have the shaman. So we're going to see what comes up here first. We have the ring. I definitely want to look at the shaman for you. But I feel like you are there. It almost feels like you're seeing something from, again, the kaleidoscope. I mean, that's how spirit is showing it to me. You have the ring, which is about the infinite, the wheel, the connection. The ring is an image of connectedness. Rather than viewing life as linear, as a series of progressive achievements, the ring challenges us to sense the cyclical, infinite nature of our world and experiences. Beginnings and endings fall by the wayside as we practice seeing ourselves as the part of the cosmic circularity, of creation. For this reason, it's no surprise a ring is worn on the finger to represent eternal love that surpasses space, time, and worldly things. So much can be projected into this archetypal image because it mimics the Earth's orbit around our great sun and the intimate bond between 2 lovers. It is the micro and macro united. This card calls us to deepen connection with self, with other, and the world at large. Meanwhile, there may be a literal ring waiting to adorn your finger. All right, is someone getting married here? Okay, there's a spoiler alert. There could be a ring coming in here, or maybe a ring's coming off. But again, circulatory here. This is connectedness, humility, sacred cycles when it's in the light. When it's in the shadow, it can be unconscious repetition or starving for connection. If you want to go deeper, read Rilke's I Live My Life in Widening Circles. Take stock of the jewels you adorn yourself with. Watch out for rings you wear out of habit that keep you connected to the old you. Now, of course, the rings can be physical, of course, but pay attention to the cycles that keep repeating in your life that you are meant to exit out of. And didn't we say that earlier? Something about the process of elimination? You are being asked here to take a look at everything from the medicine wheel. That's what's showing up here. It says study images of the mandala, the unus mundus, the Ouroboros, and the medicine wheel. Beautiful. All right, and then lastly, we have the shaman. Now, for those of you that are healers, light workers, truth seekers, which should be every single one of you on this channel. I just put out a reading yesterday that's titled just that, calling all teachers, healers, coaches, all of you. You may want to check that reading out. There's some really wonderful nuggets of information. I will put it in the playlist at the end of the video. All right, let's take a look here for you. The shaman. What do we have, please, for the shaman? The shaman is the magi, the sorcerer, the medicine woman. And you just had the medicine wheel as well. Some of you are being called to look into shamanism, or perhaps drumming is a big part of your healing. 3 archetypal ingredients constitute the shaman. All must be present in order to reveal its magic. First, the shaman is activated by long-standing and diligent study. The mentor. Second, its orientation is generously and accurately aimed toward the healing of the self, the other, and the culture. That would be the healer. And third, the shaman has a knack for finding doorways to the other world, allowing psychic visions and old magic to leak into this world, the unseen. In this way, the shaman is a master who bridges the everyday and the sacred, revealing potent power needed desperately in our time. Yet where there is power, there is shadow. So the shaman must be vigilant in studying their darkness. This card reminds us that the force of healing is ultimately not our own. We must shape it and share it with the world. Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly what that reading was about. The shaman can't be rushed. That's why you have the timing card here as well. Working with this archetype requires study and perseverance. Think of it like brining or marinating. The content must permeate every fiber of its being. When it's in the light aspect, it's a fearless student and practitioner. When it's in the dark, it overpromises, blames, hurts self and others. If you want to go deeper, read Black Elk Speaks and Michael Tucker's Dreaming with Eyes Open. Lastly, contrary to popular belief, the shaman archetype appears in every vocation. Teachers, directors, surgeons, politicians, and poets are just a few of the faces a shaman may wear. Beautiful reminder there. That is what I have for you, Gemini. If this reading resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Thank you again so much for tuning in. Lots of love.